Once upon a time, there was a king who had 7 daughters. He loved all of them dearly and took great care of their every comfort. One day, while they were all seated together for a meal, the king asked his daughters a question: "How much do you love me?" The eldest princess said, "Father, I love you as much as gulab jamun." The king, pleased, gifted her 4 villages. The second daughter said, "I love you as much as barfi." The king gave her a large estate. The third daughter said, "I love you as much as jalebi." The king also granted her a lot of land and property. He continued to ask each of his daughters, rewarding them all with wealth and property. When he reached his youngest daughter and asked, "How much do you love me?" she lovingly replied, "Father, I love you as much as salt." Hearing this, the king became furious. "Everyone else loves me so much, and you only love me as much as salt." He was very displeased and banished his youngest daughter from the palace, telling her never to return. She went to the forest, built a hut out of leaves and wood, and started living there. She would eat fruits when hungry and sleep on a bed of dry leaves. One day, when she woke up, she found colorful bird feathers scattered around. She gathered the feathers and made a small fan, using it to cool herself during the hot weather. Over the next few days, she found more feathers and made several fans, then sat by the roadside near the forest, covering her face with a veil. People who passed by bought her beautiful fans, as they had never seen anything like them before, and a crowd began to gather. One day, a prince passed by and saw the exquisite fans. He bought all of them and asked the veiled girl, "Who are you?" She did not answer, but her delicate hands suggested she had never done hard work before. The prince followed her into the forest and discovered she was a princess serving a punishment. He felt very sad for her. The prince returned to his kingdom and told his parents the whole story. They were also saddened and decided to bring their son's wedding procession to the forest. The prince and princess got married, but the princess missed her father deeply and was not truly happy. One day, she told the prince she wanted to invite her parents to a feast and see them. The prince organized a grand feast and invited the king. The princess said, "You can manage everything, but I will prepare the food for my parents and sisters myself." All the guests arrived, and several dining tables were set up, with special arrangements made for the king and princesses inside. When they started eating, the princess sat in front of them, still veiled. When the king took his first bite, he found the food tasteless, as there was no salt. He tried another dish, but it was also without salt. This made him very angry. "I have been invited here and served food without salt." At that moment, the youngest princess removed her veil and said, "Father, I had told you I love you as much as salt. Without salt, nothing has flavor." The king was taken aback. He then stepped forward, hugged his daughter, and his eyes filled with tears. He apologized to her, and the princess replied, "It's okay, father. God is everyone's. Don't worry about me, I am very happy now." Her sisters also apologized and embraced her. The princess forgave them all wholeheartedly, but made them realize their mistake.